How are you?
You look so bored. Are you bored?
All my colleagues went out having a beer, and I'm still here in the office. I just wanted to go with them.
Okay. Okay, Jonathan. Any special plans for this weekend?
Well, I have uh, servicio social unadista, so I gotta go and do my social service.
Social service?
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean,
very
this
fun
this
plan
is
for this weekend.
yeah, I know. This is one of the subjects or classes that I took. It's called Servicio Social. And I have to go and find a social service experience and take pictures and ask them what they do, what's the project about, and do an essay about it. So yeah, it's
But
not fun. I don't want to do it.
this is mandatory.
Yes, it's a class that I took this semester, so it's an obligation to do it.
Uh,
Otherwise,
yes, you
yeah.
don't took.
And yeah, but
You don't take
it's
this
okay.
class.
Yeah,
But
I
you
mean,
have to do this activity tomorrow.
I have to deliver this activity before October 18th. So if it's not tomorrow, I won't be able to do it any other time.
But you don't have to go in a specific place for doing this activity. This is a
I mean,
tax, a
I
normal
have,
tax that you have to present online.
yeah, yes, but after that, I'm pretty sure that they're going to ask us to go to a social service or do whatever for the next 3 months
Ah,
or for the rest of the semester. This class has like two parts. So one of them was no, theoretical. And I don't know what's going to happen in the next part. So probably I will have to go and make some amount of hours to be able to pass the class or something like that.
ah. At this moment, you are in a theoretical part.
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Sorry for you.
Thank you.
Sorry for you because I this weekend, this long weekend, I will sleep, recover energy, spend time with my children. I want to go to the cinema. I want to see the Joker. Um,
Hmm.
and I will take up of a, I will take advantage of the mornings for doing exercises and playing with my dog. Those are my plans for this long week.
Yeah,
And
well,
obviously,
I'm
I have
going.
to work and I have prepared classes, but I have time for me. I will have time.
Yeah, I mean, this weekend actually is, I mean, since I work in an American company, Colombian holidays for the customer
Mm.
care team were not really available. But since I'm in a higher position now, this is my first holiday. So I was excited, but then I remembered that I have a lot of things to do.
But
But
it's a
yeah,
good point. You have
yeah,
to.
probably Sunday and Monday I will be able to rest. So yeah,
Because of your
it's gonna be
position now,
fun.
you can rest on weekends. Yes?
Yeah, yes, I have every weekend off and every holiday off.
Okay, okay. That is good. Okay,
Yeah.
let's begin with our class topic. Today's topic is tourism.
Tourism?
Yes.
Okay.
I will send a file. Oh. Let me a second, please.
Okay.
Could you please open this file and listen? And when you finish,
Okay.
please tell me when you finish in order to continue.
All right. Now 1 second. It's not loading. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. And tell me, what did you understand about the audio?
Well, there was this girl. I mean, probably they were going from the airport to the hotel, and the girl was explaining about what they could do in Los Cabos. Uh, the tourist packages that they offer, the different plans they offer, giving suggestions on things that they might want to avoid. For example, buying tourist packages from street vendors. Um, they were also talking about public transportation, that if you wanted to go from one spot to the other, that it was better to take the bus instead of a taxi because it's cheaper. Also, they were recommending not to exchange dollars or their money at the hotel because they wouldn't get a fair rate. So they were explaining that it was better to pay in pesos than in American or Canadian dollars. But they would recommend to change the money or exchange the money on different places than the hotel. So yeah, I was just like giving them information about what they were about to experience and where they were going, and asking them to remain seated until the bus has completely stopped.
Okay. Do you remember your first day when you have to talk in English?
It was difficult.
Please
Why?
share your experience with me.
Well, it was a long time ago.
How old?
I Well, I think I was in high school. I think I told you about my teacher that she was kind of forcing me to learn more than the rest of the students. So she wanted me to prepare a presentation for one of the books that I was reading, and she wanted me, of course, to do it in English. But even though I know what to say, it was difficult. But I think the first time that I had a real conversation with someone, it was difficult because I was trying to figure out what words to use, and I was actually trying to translate from Spanish to English in my head. So I was taking too long to provide an answer or trying to organize the words in my head before speaking, and I actually had a headache when I finished the conversation because it was a long conversation, and I was forcing myself too much to try to do it well, which I didn't. But the good thing was that the person was telling me that I shouldn't worry about it, that they understood that I was learning and that I was doing a good job, and to keep it up. So I do remember the headache because it was intense. Yeah, it was the part of trying to translate what you want to say from one language to the other is the most difficult thing that you can do when you're learning a language. But it's a necessary thing. If you don't do it, then you will never do it.
Yes, yes, it's true. I think the link of the description of the of the file. We have to
Okay.
read.
You want me to read it?
Yes, you one part, me
Okay.
another part. Let me open on my computer the link.
Okay.
I know this is very easy for you, but we can practice. Okay, first part, welcoming tourists. I'm going to read this part. Hello everyone, my name is Luca. On
Right.
behalf of Suntan Tours, I'd like to welcome you all to Los Cabos. The bus ride to your hotel will take about 15 minutes. Right now, I'd like to take a minute to familiarize you with the area and discuss some brief safety precautions. Firstly, I ask that you remain seated until we reach our destination, and that you not eat or drink while on the bus. Secondly, please realize that it is against, oh my God, how do you pronounce this word? Against, against the law,
Against.
against, thank you. It is
Against.
against the
Hmm.
law to get
That
drunk
means
in
that means.
public. Yes, enjoy your vacation, but do drink responsible and do not drink and drive. Describing the location. Please, Jonathan, read this part.
Okay. I promise you're going to enjoy your stay here in San Jose Los Cabos. This is a beautiful, quiet city where you can relax, sit by the beach, enjoy great meals, and feel very safe. You can walk into the town and enjoy the fountains or take a moonlit walk along the water. Please do not swim here. This is not a safe place to swim because there is a strong undertow. Cabo San Lucas is a place to go if you want to enjoy swimming in the ocean. You can take a short bus ride from your hotel. There you will also enjoy entertainment and dancing.
Okay,
Do you want me to
introducing
continue?
special. Yes, introducing
Okay,
special
introducing
events
special events
and offers.
and
Okay.
offers. Okay. Suntan Tours offers a variety of special discounts depending on your travel plans. We have golf packages as well as guided whale boat tours and fishing charters. There will be a short information session at 1 p.m. in the lobby of the hotel tomorrow where you can learn all about these offers. We recommend that you do not purchase packages from street vendors as they are not always 100% reliable. They also may charge you more than what they say. Please take my advice and allow Suntan Tours to book all of your day trips and activities while you're here.
Okay. Offering advice. If you need to exchange your dollars in pesos, please use a bank or money exchange. We don't recommend exchanging your money at the hotel because you won't get a fair rate. Some restaurants will accept American or Canadian money, but you are better off to exchange your money and pay with pesos, or if you prefer, you can always use your credit cards. Also, if you want to get around the city or travel to Cabo San Lucas, we recommend that you take the local bus rather than a taxi. The bus costs about $1 American and the driver can give you change if you don't have the exact amount. If you do decide to take a taxi, make sure that you negotiate a price before you go. Please, the other part, closing remarks, Jonathan, please.
Okay. We're going to be pulling up to the hotel in just a few minutes. Please sit back and enjoy the view of the ocean and left hand sorry. Please sit back and enjoy the view of the ocean on the left hand side of the bus as we enter the city. I ask that you remain in your seats until we have come to a complete stop. Javier will be meeting us at the bus to help you with your bags. Please double check to make sure your bags have been taken off the bus. On behalf of Santan Tours, have a wonderful vacation in San Jose, and I hope to see you tomorrow at the information session.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, please answer the following questions. What were the safety instructions the tourist guide gave to the guest? In the first part, if you remember.
Are you talking about the questions that are below the speech, or is just this is just a random question you're asking me?
Asking you,
Okay, what is the question? I'm sorry.
what were the safety instructions the tourist guide gave to the guest?
To remain seated on the bus while they're moving. Do not eat or drink
Mhm.
while the bus is moving, and she was advising to not drink alcohol publicly because it's against the law.
Yes.
Mhm.
According to the tourist guide information, what activities can people enjoy in Los Cabos?
They can sit at the beach, have a moonlit walk, and what else? I don't remember.
Walk
Can
into
I what?
town,
Yeah, yeah, walk into town or take the bus or um,
sit by the beach.
yeah, sit by the beach, take a moonlit walk, or walk to town. Yeah.
Okay. What the tourist guide did recommend to the tourist? A recommendation. What recommendation?
To not exchange money with the hotel. To use a bank or money exchange site. To not take a taxi, or if they're taking a taxi, to try to negotiate beforehand. And that's it, isn't it?
Okay. If the tourist decides to take a taxi, what is the recommendation?
To negotiate beforehand. Beforehand means before they go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, negotiate a price before taking the taxi.
Okay. What does the tourist have to check before getting off the bus?
That uh, the luggage is their bags.
Mm-hmm. To make sure the bag are
I'm
complete, I
sorry.
suppose. To be sure that their bags are complete, maybe. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
they're not staying in the bus. Yeah, a little bit. It's like cutting up a little bit, but yes, I do.
Okay. Uh, you live in Medellin, right?
Yes, I do.
Could you tell me about any touristic places in your city?
The city is so boring.
No, no.
So,
I don't know
uh,
Medellin, but if I want to go, if you say me that is so bored, no.
no, actually, there are a couple of things that you can do in the city. So, there's the Explora Park, which is like interactive museum.
Hmm.
So you can learn about physics and biology. They also have these aquariums, so you can go and watch fishes and tanks are full of fishes and things like that. So that's one of the things that people usually do. It's going to explore a park. Um, we also have the planetarium. It's not very entertaining because it's too small. They don't really make shows like live shows of this kind. They're just making presentations and
Hmm.
explaining, for example, how the universe works and when a star dies or things like that. So it's not very like if you want to go to a planetarium and watch the sky live from a telescope, that's not going to happen. So, but they explain a little bit about how water works in the city, like the company that provides water, how the pipes and all the connections of the water are going through the city. That's something that they explain. We also have the botanical garden. It's a big area where you can watch trees and flowers and some animals and things like that. Um, there's one thing called Museum El Castillo, which is an actual castle.
Hmm.
Um, this castle was owned by some famous people here in the city. I don't know who they are. I've never been there, but I've heard the story. So they were like one of the biggest people in the city in 19 something. And they built a castle because they were fancy and everything. So After they died, they left the castle to the city, and now it's a museum. So you can see like all the things that they had inside the castle and how they lived and things like that. So that's like a fun part. Then we have people usually go to Guatapé, but that's not in Medellin. So that's like about an hour and a half on a bus ride. So you can go to this place where you are going to see these big rock that people say is that came from space, but it actually didn't. It was processed with magma getting cold. So when the magma is getting cold, it becomes a rock, and if it's too big, then it will go to the surface. That's how the rock got there. So it's not a space rock or anything like that. And there are a couple of things that you can do outside the city, like small towns. Go to small towns. There are a couple of small towns that are beautiful, like Jardín or um, Támesis. You can also go to Santa Fe, Antioquia, or San Jerónimo, or yeah, that's like the weekend plans. People usually go and rent farms to spend the weekend. Farm, it's usually a house that has a pool and several rooms, so people pay for it for a weekend and they go and have some sun and get drunk and whatever. But yeah, that's like basically what we do. The city doesn't really have. Oh, and I don't know why, but people use the metro system as a tourist scenario. I mean, it's public transportation. It should have been seen like that. But when people come to the city, the first thing that they want to do is get into the metro, go from one end to the other, go to the metro cable, go to the tranvia, which is a tramway. Um, but it's just public transportation. So I don't know why people consider it as a tourist attraction.
The metro.
The train,
Ah,
it's weird. We have a train.
Medellin has a train? Oh my
Yes,
God.
we have a train which
Bogota, the
is called.
capital city, now has a
We
train.
have a train and it's been working for like 20 years. Like, where are you living?
I I live near to Bogota.
Oh,
There
okay.
is no train, there is no metro. The public transportation is Transmilenio, and the public buses um, is terrible.
So no, I
I
mean we
don't
have.
recommend that you come to Bogota because I think Bogota is so bored.
I don't like Bogota. I have been there 4 times, and every time I'm just like I need to get out of here. I don't like it. But Medellin has an integrated public system transportation working for about 20 years. So it has a train, and some of the stations are connected to cables, so cable cars, so they can go up the mountains. And it's for free. So if you pay for the entrance and the metro, you don't have to pay for the cable. There's also another connection with the tramway, which is a tramway that if you pay for the tramway, you don't have to pay for metro. And there are also some other stations that have connections to buses. So these buses, articulated buses like the Transmilenio, they look similar. They go from one point to the city to the other. So everything is integrated, and you don't only pay like one ticket or one and a half ticket to go one to the other. And that's why it's called integrated system transportation, and it works flawlessly, honestly. There are a couple of things that I don't really like people who say that we have metro culture, but when it's time of rush hour, no one is having this culture in mind. They don't care about the other people, and they're going to step on you if it's necessary. So I don't talk about the metro system with pride because I know it has um, some fails. But I don't think it's the metro itself, it's the people, you know. People, they don't care about other people. They think that they live in one single world and they're alone there, so they can do whatever they want. And that's not how you live in society. But that's another subject. But yeah, the metro system is actually taken as a touristic plan, which I think it's stupid. But you know,
You think that is stupid, but when people travel to Medellin, the most important experience is the metro.
I mean, you can use public transportation. I'm not saying you cannot. Uh, but the fact that the one thing that they want to do when they come to the city is get into the metro is like, are you fucking serious? And I'm sorry I said that word.
Don't worry. Don't worry. And what about the food in Medellin? Mm, are there good
Uh,
restaurants? What do you think about the food?
yeah. Um, well, there are many restaurants that you can get like Colombian food and paisa, bandeja paisa, or things like that. But I think the most amazing restaurants that I've tried are not Colombian food. So there's this restaurant called Alambique, and it is a fusion restaurant. So it has like mix of different cultures, and the food is like incredible. It's a little bit expensive. The portions are not for one, so it's always to share. So you need to go with 3 or 4 people in order like 2 or 3 plates, and then everybody eats from every plate because the portions are very big. And 2 weeks ago, when my Xbox came to the city, we went to a place called Paralelo 17, and this is a Vietnamese food, and the food there is just amazing. I mean, Vietnamese food, Japanese or Chinese food. One, it's not Chinese rice. It's very good.
And
But
that is
yeah, I
spice
mean,
and spice food,
um,
Japanese.
the Japanese not so much. Vietnamese has a little bit of spice, but they
Mm-hmm.
usually ask customers like, "Do you like spicy food?" And if
Okay.
you don't like it, then they wouldn't add anything. They will just put the spices as side plates, so you can use them if you want. But it's not an obligation for you to eat spicy food. But even if it's not spicy, it's very good. But yeah, basically, yeah, we have one thing that we don't have that Bogota has, and I say that we should, is like there are restaurants in Bogota that only make soups, like sancochos.
Mm-hmm. In
We don't
Bogota,
have.
yes.
Yes, I every time that I go to Bogota, I have rib soup or pork soup or chicken soup or whatever soup, and it's a restaurant just making. They have these, um, I don't know. They only have food, soup as food, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing, and we don't have that here, you know. So that I think that's the only thing that I like about Bogota. And the cold probably because the
Oh,
jackets in
yes.
Bogota are beautiful. But but yeah.
I needed to know about Medellin because I am thinking to go there
Well,
maybe in 2 months. I have a friend there and I want to visit her.
you definitely should come. I mean, even if you don't like it, it's an experience. So there are things that you actually need to do in life. I don't know, go to a beach or go to a different country or visit a city that you have never been to or visit that friend. So even if you don't like the city, coming here, it's something definitely that you should do. Just because it's probably you're going to enjoy it, you know. But yeah, think about it and come over. It's fine. You're gonna have fun. The city is not that big, and so you see the difference. I mean, watching Bogota from Monserrate is like, wow, wow, how do people live here? This is immense, like huge.
I don't think to go to Montserrat is wow.
I mean, not because of the view,
Or
but
maybe for the view.
I
But
mean,
it's so cold and a lot of people around you. No, I
yeah,
don't support
yeah.
that.
I mean, Monserrate is not fun. What I was talking about is watching Bogota from there
Hmm.
and realizing how big the city is. It's overwhelming. It's not outstanding. It's actually overwhelming because, I mean, for example, I don't really like cities. I prefer, if I could, I would live in the countryside.
Hmm.
I think I told. But watching Bogota and realizing that I'm complaining about a city that is not even that big, like I complain about Medellin because people are getting angrier every day, and the city is getting crowded, and people rushing and things like that. But when you see Bogota, which is like 3 times bigger than Medellin, you're like, wow, how do people live here? How do they manage to go from one point to the city to the other? How long does it take for them to go through this commute? So it's complicated. I don't know. I don't think Bogota is a place that I will go and live. I have to get a lot of money to do that. Get a job offer that's going to pay like 4 times what I'm making here. I don't know.
Yes. I don't live. I live near Bogota, but I don't like Bogota.
Yeah, it's
Sincerely,
too
I don't
big.
like. Sorry, but I don't like that city.
It's okay.
I live in a little town. This is a maybe it's a board town, but the only interesting place is the archaeological park, Las Piedras del Tunjo. Have you heard about it? No, no.
Mm-mm.
This is a special for me. It's a quiet place from Monday to Friday because on weekends a lot of people comes for visiting. But in this park is special because you can see big stones, maybe 20 meters, like a building.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of old trees. Um, mm, what other thing? Maybe people enjoy playing football. It's a space in which a family can share mm, together. I don't know. It's a simple park, but it's special because it's the only touristic place in my city.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen.
Right. Sorry, one question. So you live in Facatativá
Facatativá.
or
Yes,
oh,
Facatativá.
okay.
Oh, what happened? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. I have some picture. Please see these activities. Between those activities, uh, what do you think is your? Do you prefer? What do you
Always
prefer?
sitting.
That?
Always, I would prefer going to a beach and sitting by the water. I don't care about rafting or parachuting or anything like that. Beach is my life.
Yes, I agree with you. I like
Yeah.
I like a lot of sleep
Mm,
and listen the sea.
yeah, just sitting there and letting the water touch your feet and not do anything and having a couple of drinks. Yeah, I mean, the ocean, it's everything.
Yes, for me too. Is a special place.
It cleans you up. Like, if you go there and ask the ocean to take everything bad from you and just bring everything good, and if you
Hmm.
believe it, it actually makes it. Like, it makes the change.
Yes, yes.
Like,
It's a peaceful place for me, and I like hiking too.
I don't really do it since I smoke cigarette. I get tired easily, so I don't really do anything like that.
Okay. Okay. This is it is over.
Oh, okay. It was fun.
I let you rest. I felt so bored.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't want to cause that impression. It's always fun to spend some time with you, but I actually want a beer. My friends, I don't know if my colleagues are still there, so I was just,
Yes.
yeah,
After
but
to
no,
take a
don't worry.
beer, it's good to take a nap.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of things to do this weekend, so I just wanted to like forget about everything and just have a beer. But no, I'm sorry. It's not because of you or the class is getting me bored or anything like that. It's always fun and we can learn and practice. So I like actually the sessions. If I was bored, I would tell you like, hey, I'm just gonna go and not be in class today or something like that.
Okay, don't worry, don't worry.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Jonathan. Have a nice weekend and try to rest, please.
I will try to rest. But yeah, thank you, and you also have a good weekend, okay?
Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.
All right, bye.